entrepreneurship is just not a course, it's a skill set. The ancient Gurukul system was on experiential learning. Curiosity, it's a journey, it's not the destination. It's the question, not the answer, that engages students. The destination has value and will reward a student's hard work.
Hello, my dear viewers. I'm your host, Seema Chhoriya, and I welcome you all to Great Principles. Today, we are discussing something very, very crucial. I know we all are curious. In fact, a child is born curious. They love to explore the world around them. They want to question, but what happens? What happens when they grow up? As they move into the formal world, entire curiosity turns into confusion. So let us clear this confusion and foster more curiosity in our kids. And to understand this, how we can build this, we have a very ardent educator of the day, Mrs. Anupam Sharma. She is senior in charge of Indirapuram Public School, which is located at Indirapuram, Ghaziabad. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. We are truly honored to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Seema. I'm really honored to be on the show. Thank you.
So,
So,
Anupam, ma'am, the topic of today, curiosity. Uh, I don't know, we'll be discussing more on this. And given the digital age, such engagement, high quality engagement, what happens to the curiosity? So, we'll be discussing more on this, linking it with technology. But first, I'm sure my viewers are more curious to know who the guest is. So, just before we dive into the topic, a little about you, your education journey, and what keeps your curiosity intact in education domain. We would like to know that.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. For the viewers, I am consider myself as an enthusiastic learner. I am a passionate educator with an inquisitive attitude. I like to explore new ideas, know more about people and cultures. I like I love trying out new teaching learning strategies and tools. Currently, I head the Department of International Curriculum in my school as senior in charge. I'm always proactive about seeking opportunities to develop and grow in my role. Those opportunities could be in the form of training or attending a conference, listening to a speaker, or taking a new project. But the motivation is to increase my knowledge of the field. And my most valuable trait is that I am a people person who enjoys meeting new individuals and learning about their lives. And I always find some common ground with everyone, even if I have to be get so creative to do so. After
Wow.
completing my academic qualifications, I did my graduation from Government Postgraduate College Dharamshala. Then I completed my bachelor's in education from University of Jammu. Then I completed my master's in English, and then I joined the teaching profession. My first job was in DAV Public School Himachal in Himachal, and there I one of the highlight of my first position was achieving a lead role as a housemaster, in a very first year of my job. And most importantly, I was able to develop love for the subject I taught. And I think for a teacher it's the best thing she could achieve. Then after marriage, we moved to Delhi, worked there for 1.5 year. I worked in different schools, learning and exploring new environment, gelling up with the colleagues, and then I landed up at Indirapuram Public School, where I'm currently working. Since moving to Indirapuram Public School years ago, I've held positions like activity in charge. Then I was offered a position of Cambridge coordinator, and currently I'm the senior in charge over there. I've been really driven to improve myself and inspired to learn from the people I meet. And one of my college professors, I still remember, had a profound effect on my, decision to be a teacher. The way he used to connect with the students was amazing. He not only had the subject mastery, but had a great power to influence the lives of the people around him with his humbleness and compassion. Watching him very closely working with students, had made me understand how much impact a teacher could have on his or her students. Also, personally, If I talk about kids, I love them, their curious nature. I love to understand how they think, how we as educators or teachers nurture their curiosity and develop love of learning in them. Seema?
So, yeah, so, I was so lost in your journey, understanding that what it takes to be a great teacher, and the foremost thing is love for children. And you mentioned it almost thrice that yes, you have that so much connect with the students that you fall in love with them, and that is what keeps you going actually. So, ma'am, here if I ask you, teaching is such a wonderfully delightful job, and it gives you utmost satisfaction that you're shaping so many lives. So why is that we don't see many passionate teachers in education domain today? I mean, what's went wrong where?
Yes. So teaching itself is an adventurous profession, I must say. In spite of all the benefits and joys that accompany a teacher's journey, I feel that there are also incredible challenges. The number of new teachers who abandon the profession after a few years is very disturbing for me as well. I see many teachers, leaving the job. They join very enthusiastically, and after that, they leave the jobs. So this is really, really disturbing. For me, uh, as many for me it's very important for the teachers to have that passion in them, that they are going to connect with the students, they are going to nurture the most wonderful uh, time of the human life, right? That is childhood, that is teenage. We are going to nurture that, so that has to be kept in mind first of all. So I feel that we acknowledge that there are many obstacles the teachers are facing today. Some are related to the classrooms. The teachers are not well trained to deal with the classroom challenges every day that we face. Others to the systems with which the teachers work. Still others, the result of larger societal issues. There are a lot of issues. Like in some cases, I have seen that there has been a loss of faith in the system itself sometimes, with the greater emphasis on test scores, and sometimes we are not able to give the support to the teachers, like reduced support, less than ideal working conditions. Many of the teachers feel disencouraged and dispirited because of this. So I feel that stress is also exacerbated by the emotional labor associated with the job in which we often function in a nurturing role, with all the accompanying baggage. So for advice that I give to all the aspiring teachers is that, first of all, you have to define your future. You have to define your future as a teacher very clearly. You have to ask yourself that I passionate enough, am I passionate enough to teach the students? Can I am I confident enough to connect with the children, with different or varied learning needs, right? Am I trained enough to meet the challenges that I face every day in the classroom? Every day when you go to the classroom, there are new challenges, there are new, the teachers feel like there are a lot of aha moments as well. Along with that, there are a lot of challenges. So am I equipped enough? So firstly, you need to have good training. And there are a lot of people in the school, in your organization, wherever you work, wherever you are going to work, they are going to support you. So you have to keep your mindset very positive, very straight, and you have to have the passion in yourself. So everything rest everything falls in place once you are clear with your goals and objectives in the life. Yeah.
Very true. Very, very, brilliantly summarized at what it takes to what you need to think of when you decide to take up this profession. So I hope all my aspiring teachers and all those who are in this profession must have understood that if you really, really don't feel like it, that yes, you want to be a teacher from your heart, please don't be one, because you are playing not only with your life, you are actually playing with so many
Absolutely.
lives. Because every parent's biggest asset is their children, and they invest that in you, so they have full trust in you, and I'm sure all my teachers would be doing a wonderful job. So moving ahead now to the topic of the day of fostering curiosity. So ma'am, children are born curious, we all know this. So now how do we ensure that the curiosity is fostered and they continuously developed and keep questioning as they grow up also? because as this is true, but people might take it otherwise, but this is a fact that moment they start their formal education, curiosity turns into confusion. So I would like to understand your views here.
Yes, a very well put up question, Seema. I must say that curiosity is the heart of learning. Wherever you find curiosity, you'll find the love of learning. So for me, where there was an old saying that always bothered me, children are blank slates, so teachers, can write whatever they want in their on their lives, so they can shape up the child's future. Definitely teachers have a major role to shape up the children's future, right? But for me, they are not blank slates. The child, when as soon as the child is born, even if the child is in the mother's womb, he's listening, he is experiencing a lot of things that are happening around. And as soon as the child is born, right, he starts seeing things around him, what is happening around, how the parents are interacting, how the elder ones are interacting at home. And then as he grows, he starts identifying things around. He starts thinking that, what something is happening in the kitchen, the things are changing, right? We are heating things and something else is becoming. We put things in the refrigerator, they change from solid, yeah, so from liquid to solid, and they freeze or something like that, right? So a lot of questions keep on coming into their heads, but they never ask, because at home we do not, sometimes as parents also we feel like, okay, it's they're too young to understand this. They see, TV, they see a lot of gadgets around, they see electricity running. So these all kind of questions, they are there in the head. When they go to the market, they see the things around, how the shopkeepers are working, how there are logos, there are hoardings, there are things in their mind. So they are not blank, they have their thought process already shaping up, seeing their parents, seeing the environment, going out in the park, seeing the friends playing, understanding each and everything, right? So I feel that when the child enters in the school, what the first thing should be done, like we all know that what is done, we all are aware what is being done in the schools, right? But now won't talk about it, I will talk about what has to be done. Firstly, when the children reach the school, they have the formal schooling, even if we talk about the play groups. So most importantly, we should, do not force them to hold the pencil, hold the crayons and start, writing something. We should develop the things that they already have in their heads, in their minds. We should develop a curriculum that should nurture what they already know, right? So, and we should also encourage them, how to go about, how to think something. Not, this is the answer, this is the right answer, this is the wrong answer. We generally do not support open ended questions, open ended thinking in the junior classrooms most of the times in the traditional setup, right? So when we start fostering, when the teachers are trained that ways, when the teachers start working on these things, definitely the change will come in the classrooms. And I have experienced this myself. I had been, when I joined Indirapuram Public School, Indirapuram, I was a mother teacher, teaching grade 1 and 2 students, right? So I was fortunate enough to bring about a lot of open ended discussions in the classrooms. Even if they are young, they're 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, I was dealing with. But at that moment, the chirpiness in the class was wholesome. There was a lot of aha moments I could share here that I experienced at that point of time, right? So yes, they are not blank. We have to build upon the things that they already know, they are already aware, that should make sense to them. So bringing, I would say that bringing relevance to what we are learning today is the right path towards, creating a right channel for their right future, the bright future. I must say that.
Absolutely. Very, very brilliantly answered this one. So, I'm sure, my dear viewers, you must have understood what it takes to keep ignite the, that to keep the ignition of curiosity in the children, as ma'am explained here. And I'm sure, like with all the new things coming up, new kinds of activities coming up, children have opened up and have started questioning. There is a change we are seeing in the classrooms also. We are seeing a lot of noisy classrooms these days where children are talking a lot. So, ma'am, here, there is one more thing which I would like to ask from you, that now it's, we all are seeing the Gen Z, how they have so much love with the gadgets, and how interesting is the world around them. When they see the interactive pictures on the screen, somewhere it takes them to the different world, which again affects their questioning power. So, ma'am, here I would like to ask you, how would you encourage our parents, our teachers, that how a child should use gadgets in an optimal manner?
Absolutely, and I agree with you, Seema, because of COVID, when the 2 years the children were locked inside their houses, right? It was a challenge for teachers, and I think parents as well, to keep them engaged and keep them away from the gadgets, because there was a school time right from morning till afternoon. They keep on, they're looking at the screen, looking at the teacher, submitting assignments, and everything was online, right? The screen time was increased a lot. And after that, when the parents were working, they could not, keep a check on on the children, what they're doing. So the gadget time was increased. So for us, I'll just share my experience with you. I don't know how, but it worked really well. So for us, what we tried to explore, that most of the times we started exploring new engaging tools for the students. We explored almost everything, almost all the digital tools, be it Wakelet, be it Flipgrid, be it live worksheets, be it augmented reality, be it be it I mean, you name any tool, we were on it, right? So what we thought of is that whatever time the students are spending on with us on the screen, we ask them always to keep on moving around, right? It's just not you keep on watching the screen and sitting here, because that makes the class very monotonous. And children, they close one tab, they stay, they will, you will see them on the screen, but they are playing games on the other tab. This was the most challenging thing that we were facing. So to keep them engaged in the classroom, we started, teaching them new tools. So my classroom in our school, what in the Cambridge wing, what we did is that we started giving assignments on these digital tools. First, we taught them how to use them, and we started giving assignment on these digital tools, so they felt engaged. So when they're and when talk about while talking about the video games, because they feel like there should be some game, otherwise, if there is no game, it's always study, they always feel bored. So we explored augmented reality, a tool which brings, whatever things that they cannot see, like sitting in a room. So they explored that tool, and we've given them projects on them. So that was one of the assignments that we used to give to the children to keep them engaged. And after the school time, we have given them the how to divide the time wisely, how to frame a timetable for them, that how much you are going to, spend time on the screen. And most of the time, we kept a check on the students as well, that whether they are doing it, whether they are following or not following, because it was hard. Parents came to us that it was really really difficult to keep a check on the students, because most of the parents are working these days. So it's really really difficult for them to keep a check. So we have given them a timetable, and we kept a check on it. The next day, when we meet, we ask them at how you're doing it, and we started giving them, appraisals on the basis of that. We started giving them, appreciations on the basis of that. And we also encourage to pursue some hobbies, right? Even if you are using gadgets, they should not, watch something else, because it's a digital age, everything is just click away. And how to do research on using the search engines is very important to understand, right? So giving them an engaging research question, so that while they're using, even if they're using the search engine, they should search it wisely, they should use it wisely. So all the directions we started giving to the children, and we felt really really happy. The results were really pleasing for us.
Ma'am, I really loved your point where you emphasized that, rather than criticizing the technology, you actually brought the positive part of it, and this is what I loved about your answer, that technology is inevitable now. Our children are born with technology. We are, technology is a necessity for us, for each and every one of us. So why not equip our children with the right knowledge to use it in the rightful manner? So this is what ma'am actually meant here, and I really love her ideas that give children assignments, let them use their creativity, let them bring out something more beautifully utilizing technology, create leadership board, let them challenge themselves. And this is how, my dear parents, you can ensure that your child is engaged, yet learning something, making something productive, building something, building a new skill, and that is what we all want. So Anupam ma'am, this was really very wonderfully explained. I'm sure my parents and teachers must have got a different angle today, because I actually really enjoyed this, because many times people start criticizing technology altogether, which we cannot now. So
I
on
have
this
something
lovely
to
note,
add on here, Siba.
sure,
Just
sure.
excuse me, I have something to add. When we talk about that, yes, we teachers are giving them assignments. We are using tech tools, or parents are, guiding the students. So something I would like to add is that curiosity is contagious. you know as parents or as teachers, we have to walk the talk. Whatever I'm talking right away, if I am not displaying it in my actions, it's of no use. If our parents are, guiding their children to do something, they have to do that first. They have to try that first. So most importantly, I say that, why not try a new sport? Why not start a new hobby? Or why not, if you are at home, why not, you try a new online course of an unfamiliar subject? Why not, seek out for different people with different backgrounds and viewpoints, and then actively listen to what they have to say? So basically, it's walk the talk. So if you do what you want your students to do, definitely it's going to benefit. It's definitely going to help. It's contagious.
So true. Technology has opened the global world of learning and opportunities in front of us. It's so much to do. And
Absolutely.
sir, you are very right that you need to be a role model, set the right examples, and you automatically see that whatever you want your children to do, you do it first, and it will happen. So it's all, walk the talk thing, as ma'am said. So, ma'am, now on this wonderful note, let us move to a rapid fire round, a very
Okay.
rapid round wherein you need to answer me in one word or a single sentence in one word. So, my first question, that your professor inspired you to be an educator. But what if you were not an educator? What would be your other career choice?
I would have been an interior decorator.
Interior decorator, all right. So, what is Anupam ma'am apart from a teacher? What else do you do?
I love music. I sing as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, though I'm you can say me as a raw singer. I do that. Um, I also love helping people. So I'm associated with a lot of NGOs. Like there's a Vardhana Foundation that I'm associated with. I'm a member of Wiki. I'm also an ambassador for We Rise Together Foundation. Where we help needy people. We plant trees. We take care of the environment. I'm also a teacher trainer, which I'm very passionate about. Where I have taught various skills to the teachers using edtech tools, using various teaching and learning strategies. I'm also an adupreneur, you can say that. I have developed a short course on entrepreneurship for the school students, along with one person I met on Twitter. He's from Canada. So he saw my enthusiasm, he saw my passion on Twitter, and we started interacting with each other. And he told me that, why not, collaborate and develop something like this. He's an entrepreneur himself, right? So we started working like around 3 years ago on the course, and we developed our own course on that. And we've started then we launched it a year ago on an international platform, which is at Chat Interactive. We launched this course there, and now pan India we are training children free of cost. And this is a 1 month course that we have developed. And weekends we take classes, and the students are really really happy. And especially when we talk about entrepreneurship, we always talk about that this is only for the post grad students, or the students who are pursuing masters, or they are doing MBA, right? But we thought of entrepreneurship is just not a course, it's a skill set, right? So why not start introducing it for the school students? School students, the small children are big bargainers. Though you tell them something, if they want something, they'll tell you endless positives of that, and they will persuade you to buy something that they want, right? So we thought of that,
Right.
why not introduce this thing to the school students, so that they polish up their skills, and when they grow up, they have a right mindset. So this is
And
something I'm very passionate about. So
yeah,
working with
and it's a
humans.
wonderful,
Yes.
yeah, working with you, then wonderful course that you've designed, because I'm sure that with so many options, career options now available, anyone can, why they would be a job seeker, they would want to be a job creator rather. So this is what we are calling, we say Atmanirbhar Bharat. So why not make everyone Atmanirbhar, and let them understand what exactly it means to be an entrepreneur. So I think very wonderful and thoughtfully designed course. So all the best to you, ma'am. I'm sure many students are going to benefit from this course, and many schools would in turn too.
Thank you so much for that.
So moving ahead to my next question, if you get Aladdin's Chirag, what would be the three wishes that you would wish for?
Okay. Okay, that's very, very interesting question. And, sometimes we ask children the same thing. So if I get an Chirag of Aladdin, I'll just make the classrooms boundary free, one thing. So there are walls, the boundary free classrooms. Secondly, I want every teacher who's passionate enough, who's enthusiastic enough, or open to learn new things, should be trained, well trained, to teach or to be with the students, right? With differentiated learning, so the children these days feel need a lot of support. So this is the second thing. And third thing, I would like that I could sing really well.
All right, okay. So may your wishes be granted, and hopefully we find that Chirag soon. So moving ahead now to my next question. It was really interesting that what all our ma'am's desires and where what she wants to achieve, to know this. So moving ahead to my next question now, ma'am. Are you a movie buff?
Yes, Bollywood
Yes.
movie buff. Great.
Bollywood movie. All right, great. Any book that you would recommend that a person should read, every person must read rather in their lifetime?
Yes, yes, definitely. Recently, because my I have learned this reading habit from my son. He's 12th grader, so he loves to read. He has a very, very good collection. So one book from Jay Shetty, Think Like a Monk. I think
Think
it's
like
Jay
mom. All
Shetty's.
right.
Yes, Think Like a Monk. That is a wonderful book. I think that will help you. How to be balanced, how to remain balanced in life. So this is I would suggest. Yes.
Right. All right. If you had to bring one thing from past into current education system, what would you bring back?
From past, I would say that the ancient Gurukul system, right? I must say that that has to be brought in right away, because that was all based on experiential learning. The ancient Gurukul system was on experiential learning. It includes values. It include which somehow we are losing if you see the current scenario, right?
Yeah.
These times are so different. So I could say that yes, I would want the Gurukul systems to you know start again.
Certainly, and everyone is talking now. Go back to your roots, start where you started, and that is how you can get the India's glorious past back. Because India was
Absolutely.
once a country wherein we had maximum number of, actually, and it was the only country, if you talk about history, 1500 years back, where male and female were educated, equal opportunities were available for everyone.
Absolutely.
Gradually, it happened that. just 400 years back, 600 years back, that it's the shift began and they started educating male force more than
Hmm.
female. So there are many
Right.
proud things about the country to talk about in terms of education, and I'm sure, ma'am, with the educators like you, we are going to get that glorious past back. And now,
I'm just
with
learning.
any,
I'm just learning every day, every day, every day is a learning for me. So yes, I hope that I could bring in the changes that I want in the students.
certainly, ma'am. And with the NEP coming in, I'm very positive that things are falling in place, and eventually we will see the change that we all were talking about. That some introspection need to be done, and now it is being done. So let's see how it goes. So thank you, Anupam, ma'am. It was really, really wonderful to have you on the show. It was such a delightful conversation. Our topics are flowing for so one link to another. I'm sure audience would have connected so well. So this was Anupam ma'am, my dear viewers, today on our show, and I'm sure today you have gained a lot. You have learned how to foster curiosity of the child. How can parents ensure that they engage children, and also teachers who need to be very, very passionate when they enter into this profession. So thank you so much, Anupam ma'am, once again. We hope that your words may resonate far and wide in the world of education.
Can I add something in the end about
Sure,
curiosity?
sure, sure, sure,
Yes.
sure.
So for Seema, and I would like to say that curiosity, it's a journey. It's not the destination when it comes to curiosity. It's the question, not the answer, that engages students. The destination has value and will reward a student's hard work. The journey, however, makes that end result more exciting and satisfying. Right? Curiosity starts the journey and motivates a learner to keep going, no matter how rocky the path is. Right? So, thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you, ma'am, and hope to see you again in many of our upcoming sessions. So, to all my dear viewers, stay tuned as we bring to you great educators from across the globe. Thank you so much.